Hi, Paul here from Pricewise, and today I'm on site. I'm going to show you how you can insulate a concrete slab using the Kingspan Kooltherm K3 and the GreenGuard slab edge insulation. Insulating your slab is a great way to make sure that your house is a comfortable, healthy and sustainable place to live. With the introduction of the new 7-star energy requirements, most on-ground slabs now require underslab insulation. If you're installing hydronic heating, then installing underslab and its slab edge insulation will be a requirement. Alright, let's get started. Today we'll be starting with the Kooltherm K3, which is an Australian-made high-performance phenolic foam board. It has one of the highest R values per centimetre of any insulation. A 25mm board will achieve an R1.1 and a 50mm board gives you an R2.3. It has 120 kPa density and it's lightweight, easy to cut and quick to install. Here's a few things you've got to remember before you start. Check your BASICs or energy report to make sure that K3 you're using meets or exceeds the minimum R value requirements. Calculate the total amount of material you need. For raft slabs, deduct around 20% of the total slab area to allow for the beams, otherwise it's easy to overorder. Communicate the board thickness with your concreter so they can set the right foundation and formwork heights. And finally, if you're storing the boards on site, keep them off the ground and cover them with a tarp to protect them from the moisture and sunlight. Before you start installing, you need to prepare the surface. Lay a damp-proof membrane over the compact sand or aggregate. Make sure you have a good overlap between the sheets and tape the joints so the moisture can't get through. For the best protection, we recommend using a minimum 300 micron polythene sheet. Alright, that's the plastic done. Let's start installing the Kingspan Kooltherm K3. Loose lay the boards, staggering the joints for a nice tight fit. If you're insulating a double layer, offset the joints in the second layer so they don't line up with the first. Cut the boards to size using a Stanley knife with a score and snap method or a fine-tooth saw. If needed, use tape to hold the boards in place until the concrete is poured. Once the boards are down, install a second layer of damp-proof membrane over the insulation. This step is really important. It protects the boards from wet concrete and stops moisture seeping through the joints. Best practice is to use a polythene sheet no less than 125 micron. Make sure the overlaps are at least 150mm and tape all joints securely. Now that we've insulated under the slab, let's get into the slab edge. For that, we'll be using the Kingspan GreenGuard GG350, which is an extruded polystyrene, also known as XPS. It has a high compressive strength of 300 kPa. It's got excellent thermal resistance and is a closed cell structure, which means it's waterproof and won't absorb any moisture. Each board is 40mm thick and has an R value of R1. It's tough, lightweight and easy to handle. Perfect for slab edge insulation. Before we get started, just a few things to remember. Check the energy or BASICs report. Make sure the R values of the GreenGuard meet or exceeds the minimum requirements. Measure the perimeter of the building to calculate how many sheets of GreenGuard you'll need. And finally, tell your concreter the thickness of the XPS so they can factor that into their formwork setup. Alright, let's get started. Today we're insulating the slab of a home office which will have lightweight cladding. So in this case, we're going to be running the slab edge insulation flush with the top of the slab. If you would be doing a brick veneer home, you would run that flush with the top of the rebate. The best time to install the insulation is before the concrete's poured because it helps ensure that you get a nice flat surface for the boards to sit against. It can be installed after the concrete's been poured, but it's often a little bit trickier because your slab isn't always completely flat. Alright, let's get going with the install. Start by installing the full boards first, using a little bit of tape to hold the boards in place. Butt the joins of the board tightly for a continuous layer with no gaps. Cut the boards to length using a saw or a Stanley knife and fill in the remaining sections. Once the concrete is poured and the formwork is removed, the board should stay in place. Now you can backfill the soil against the boards. If any boards come loose, fix them with a non-solvent adhesive like Sikaflex or use masonry nails and washers. Kingspan GreenGuard is super easy to install and it's a great way to make your house energy efficient. If you want to know more about the product, please feel free to reach out to us at pricewise.com.au or give us a call and we'll be more than happy to help.